All right, let's talk about my friends over in the UK. The United Kingdom starts work on a new nuclear submarine right after Australia says it's looking to buy. This story comes to us from the WarZone, written by Thomas Newdick. And look at this ship. This is the Astute, man. This is a beautiful ship. But here, you can really tell how small it is. Like, compared to the size of the sail, it's really, really tiny. All right, from the piece, Thomas writes, the United Kingdom is kicking off the process of introducing a next-generation nuclear-powered submarine to replace the Royal Navy's current Astute class. Investment in the new program, named the Submersible Ship Nuclear Replacement, or SSNR, was announced just 2 days ago after it was confirmed that the United Kingdom and the United States would be working together with Australia to provide a later new nuclear-powered submarine, at least 8 of which are planned. So I'll tell you what, this is really cool because they're designing this submarine for the UK and they're going to build it. Why don't they just build a few additional ones for Australia? This is a good alternative to buying the Virginia Block 4, a realistic alternative. You could just build a few for Australia, build one for UK, one for Australia, and kind of alternate back and forth. Some of those you'll have to build in Australia. Australia is very determined to improve their shipyards, and they need to. So obviously some of those Australian ones will be built in Australia, not in the UK. Okay, back to the piece. Today's announcement from the UK Ministry of Defence, or MOD, outlined the total of around $234 million with which to kickstart the SSNR effort. These funds will be split equally between BAE Systems and Rolls-Royce, which will both undertake a concept design work for the next generation submarines. According to UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace, these two firms have already engaged in design work, so they've got a bit of a head start on it. We're already ahead of the French in designing the next submarine for the Australians in just a few days. The investment will ensure work continues for the SSNR over the next 3 years and will support 350 jobs, around 250 for BAE Systems and Barrow, and another 100 for Rolls-Royce and Derby. While BAE Systems is responsible, this is pronounced BAE, but I'm making fun of it by calling BAE, for a designed overall platform. Rolls-Royce will produce the propulsion systems. Okay. The end result, let's skip to that. The end result is a primary design will inform the future decision, which will help define the replacement approach for the Astute class. Currently, the Royal Navy has 4 Astute submarines in service, with the newest one, HMS Audacious, to be formally commissioned next week. Oh, that's something to look forward to. I wonder if John, who lives over in the UK, or Oren, who also lives over there, can maybe get to that, maybe take some pictures for us. That'd be awesome. Anyway, we'll send John out on a field trip. I'll pay for your gas money, John, okay? Astute class boats have submerged displacement of 7,400 tons and are the largest attack submarines ever operated by the Royal Navy, with a length of 318 feet. Yeah, that's about 20 feet, about 15 feet shorter than the Virginia, I believe. Or no, 688. I'm not sure about the Virginia. Meanwhile, the 3 other Trafalgar classes are still in use. These will eventually be replaced by more Astutes. And of these, the HMS Anson is undergoing final trials and testing within the last 2 weeks. HMS, oh my gosh, what is that word? Okay. I think they're just fucking with us now because I don't even know what that means. But another submarine and Agincourt will be completed. They have 130, oh wait, what? With less automation, they have larger crew complement than the Astute, with 130 compared to 89 personnel. So you can operate the Astute with 89 personnel. That's really good. Getting that number down below 100 is really good. There's some pictures of it there too. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes, dude. This is a beautiful, man, beautiful submarine. I do want to point out some features. Uh-oh. I'm going to get in trouble. You guys want to get in trouble? Let's get in trouble. All right. Notice the line right here. Look at this torpedo tubes down here. Notice how boxy this is. Yeah, this is that active deflection that I was talking about. They didn't tell us about this, you bastards. They're letting us Americans make round submarines while they went on to make square ones. This is a wide aperture array right here, flank array. That's another part of it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 5, 6. 6 arrays. So this is you can group these together in the beamformer to cover quite a bit. This would be like 10K. This would be a pretty low frequency to high frequency sonar, medium frequency to high frequency sonar intercept right here, broadband sonar included. And then whenever you in the beamformer include this one, and notice you don't need to fill in every single gap, you can get very low frequency LF and VLF direction finding on both sides. I bet you they have one of these on the other side as well. Yeah. Oh, this is such a good boat. Basically, we recently added one of these panels to the USS Tennessee, a ballistic missile submarine. And then they have the cover on the back. Yeah, it's a shrouded. Why did they blur out the flag? We all know it's a British flag. Why is, oh, it's a long exposure. That's why it's blurry. And the flag was flipping in the wind. Okay, that's right. I thought they had blurred it out for security reasons. Like, we better not let them know it's British. You got BAE Systems on a big ass sign right here. Anyway, okay, I'm not going to get in any more trouble. We're not going to be counting hydrophone heads or nothing. Battle of Agincourt, England beat France again. Yeah. You guys are always beating the hell out. France has had a really tough time. The Germans beat the hell out of them a couple times. The Romans did originally. You know, freaking Caesar went up there, kicked everyone's ass in Gaul. And then you guys beat them again in Agincourt and changed history. That's a teardrop hull. Yeah, it is a teardrop hull with a very square nose. And I'll show you what I mean, Tyrepo. You argue with me, motherfucker. You see how square this is right here? Right here. Look how square this is. Active deflection, my friend. But it's not the whole hull. It is teardrop behind that. Did I pronounce Derby wrong? Okay. Sorry. I'm an enlisted public school educated from Florida 1970s man, okay? I'm a man of the past. Doesn't the UK out like dozens of, yeah. Anyway, these are all public pictures. We can talk about these guys. Yeah. I was just noticing the shape. Now this shape is going on new submarines all the way down the hull. And it looks kind of like a pyramid. We talked about that on Friday. Anyway, really good stuff. Jovian says, how do you feel about the astute lack of VLS? I really wish that they had a VLS. Even if it was like behind the sail or something, it would have added weight, slow down the submarine, maybe increase the crew complement from 89 to up in the 90s maybe. But having that VLS capability is really important for land strike capability. You can shoot a Tomahawk out of a torpedo tube. We've been doing that for decades. But you'd rather have mines, countermeasures, mobile countermeasures, and spearfish torpedoes in the torpedo room, and that have your Tomahawks in a VLS. So it frees up space in the torpedo room for more weapons. But it's also not a deal breaker. This is a very capable submarine without VLS. Yep. Kemp says, why does the future look like total annihilation in a game? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes life imitates art, doesn't it? All right, let's talk about our last story here. This is DSIE 2021 update. That's a big defense industry contractor convention. It's been going on for a while now. I think they may have this in more than one country because I saw reports of this from Turkey and then I saw reports of this from the UK, and they both go under the same DSIE 2021. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyway, but let's talk about this. They're going to upgrade the firepower of the Type 45 destroyer. This is really good. So the Type 45 destroyers, this is UK destroyers, are going to be getting increased capabilities. So the air defense are to be equipped with the MBDA Common Air Defense Missile, or the CAM, as part of an evolution of the ship's Sea Viper anti-air guided weapons system. The MBDA UK was earlier this year awarded the demonstration and manufacture contract for the Sea Viper CAM, or SV CAM, implementation by Defense Equipment and Support. CAM missile already performs part of the Sea Scepter local area anti-air guided weapons fitted to the Royal Navy's Type 23 frigates. I got to walk on board one of those. And there's also on the Type 26, Type 31 frigates. The first of the Type 45 destroyer will receive the SV CAM fit. It's scheduled to have completed its upgrade by 2027. Wow, so it's going to be like another 5 or 6 years before this even happens. All 6 ships in the class are planned to receive the installation by 2032. Wow, it's like a 9-10 year plan. That's crazy. Well, how long it takes to do these upgrades. As a complement to the medium-range Aster 30, CAM will replace the current Aster 15 short-range and the Sea Viper system for improved inner-layer air defense. Very cool. And then we got a picture here of the missile. This looks like a mock-up, you know, like a model. It's not a real missile. Just to give you an idea what it looks like. It looks very similar to our SM2s, or maybe the SM3. Very similar. It's probably the same. I mean, it's the same physics. So the body of the missile probably, they all look very similar in my opinion. All right, let's see what you guys have to say about this upgrade. It's a good upgrade in my opinion, and it's just taking too long. Why do we have to wait 9 years to get this done? Okay, those are my 2 comments. Golf says, how viable would the Mark 50 be on a rocket booster? Oh, similar to like Subrock or, yeah. I think it would be pretty effective. I think that's a good idea. Pisces, I'm going to try and say your name better. Pycentar says, why would the VLS anti-helicopter and aircraft missiles, they are annoying pests. Maybe a drone missile to take out helicopters? Yeah, I don't know. I know the United States, we're going with lasers. Yeah, there's a story that I'm going to post on the Patreon page about our laser plan. It's really boring. That's why I didn't make a video. But it's interesting for those of you that want to know. Our point defense system, the SSN Replacement, will be a high energy laser. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, Scuba says, ahoy, Captain, permission to come aboard. Yeah, welcome aboard, man. Can we talk about the French withdrawing their ambassadors to US or UK? No, not really, because I don't have anything to say about that. That has nothing to do with our stories today. So I will not be talking about that. Pi Centaur, thank you. Okay, so... Oh, it says, why don't subs have more VLS anti-air? I don't know. I know whenever I was on board my submarines, I felt hopeless against helicopters and maritime aircraft because we had no way to fight back. So all we could do was hide and run. And that's very anti-submarine nature because we tend to be more aggressive because our best chance to survive an engagement is when we shoot first. You know, that's typical really of any naval engagement, but especially important in submarine warfare is you got to surprise your opponent, put him on the defensive and sink his ass before he can get to you. With an airplane, none of that was an option. So I don't know why we don't have more of that. I hope we do now. Did I know that Battletech has subs in its lore? I did not know that. No, that's interesting. All right, one final footnote here, and this is literally a footnote, is there's been some irresponsible journalism going on, and we're going to correct the record right now. I have to give credit to H.I. Sutton. He will not disclose the periodicals that are out there that are claiming that Australia is going to get nuclear weapons. That is not the case. They are not getting nuclear weapons. They're not even getting nuclear power to make electricity right now, which is insane to me. But they will be getting a nuclear powered submarine fleet. Okay. And that's really it. And so he made this great graph that breaks it down. So nuclear armed, nuclear powered submarines are submarines like the Americans' Ohio class, the Boreas and Typhoon and Delta classes, including the Belgrade, can carry nuclear weapons. The Vanguard class that the UK has right now, Triumphant, the French class. The Gin, which is the next subbrief coming October 1st on Patreon, is the ballistic missile nuclear powered submarine that has nuclear weapons on it. Okay. So this is the list of submarines that some periodicals out there, magazines, newspapers are saying that Australia is getting this type of submarine. That is not the case. What they are getting is non-nuclear armed, nuclear powered submarines like the Virginia, the Seawolf, the 688, or the Akula, the Astute, the Suffren, the Shang, Alvaro, the P-75 Alpha, and then Australia's new AUKUS submarine, whatever they're going to call it. It doesn't even have a name yet. So it's going to have a reactor to produce electricity and turn that propeller, turn the lights on. It's going to have all those things. It will not have nuclear warheads. Make that very clear. It will not have, you know what? President Biden even said that in the statement, and people are still reporting that that they're going to have nuclear warheads. They will not have nuclear warheads. There are some conventionally powered submarines that have nuclear warheads as well. The Khalid class for Pakistan, the North Korean Gore class, Romeo, and then Israel has the Dolphin class TBC. So to be continued? I don't know. Maybe that's not in the water yet, but they will have a conventional submarine that's with AIP and diesel engines and stuff. But we'll have nuclear weapons on that. Anyway, so Australia falls into this category, the not nuclear armed, but nuclear powered submarines. All right. Are there any questions about that? I know everybody watching this live knows this already. I'm not preaching to you. It's the irresponsible journalists out there that are intentionally getting this wrong to clickbait people into reading their article. And that's disgusting to me. So we just want to try and educate the audience as a whole so they don't get tricked by those clickbait articles. Yeah, I don't know what TBC stands for. Taking care of business? Oh, that's TCB, baby. Okay, I don't know. TBC, that's new to me. Any thoughts on the Type 45 and how they compare to the Burke? I think the Type 45 is a little less capable in terms of armament. It just simply doesn't have as many weapons. Systems-wise, it's pretty, comparable. And once this Type 45 upgrade comes, it'll be right up there with the Arleigh Burke. It's just the Flight 3 Arleigh Burke has a lot of weapons on it, man. It can shoot a lot of missiles, and it shoots the anti-ballistic missile. Yeah, it's crazy. So I have to give a tip of the hat in that comparison this year to the Arleigh Burke. Once the Type 45 gets its upgrade, maybe we can talk about that again, but that's going to be 6 years from now. Okay. The big Chungus TBC. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, we will see you guys in a few minutes. We'll come back with more Cold Waters. Then don't go anywhere.